and I'm happy to be your MC for today's program. The American Association of University Women, or AAUW, was founded in 1881. There are 140 AAUW branches in the state of California and 1,000 in the United States. Our Morgan Hill branch currently has 160 members and is the only branch to claim the honor of having a ukulele interest group. They call themselves the Ukuladies, and they are pleased to be here this afternoon to entertain you. The program has a variety of features, including a sing-along and a poem. The first song will be a solo by the Ukuladies, so all you have to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy. And, oh yes, see if you can spot anything interesting.
Everybody stop and stare at me. These two teeth are gone and you can see. Hit it, Ukuladies. All I want for Christmas is my two front teeth. My two front teeth. Oh, my two front teeth. Gee, if I could only have my two front teeth, and I could wish you Merry Christmas. It's been so long since I could say, Sister Susie sitting on a thistle. Gosh, oh gee, how happy I'd be if I could only whistle. All I want for Christmas is my two front teeth. My two front teeth, oh my two front teeth. Gee, if I could only have my two front teeth, then I could wish you Merry Christmas.
Thank you. These ladies have been spending the last couple months in rehearsal, and we've had a lot of fun, but it's been a lot of work, so I'm glad you're enjoying the performance so far. It is time for the sing-along portion of our program, and there are song sheets on your table so you can join in. The first song we'll be singing is Frosty the Snowman, so please join in.
Frosty the snowman was a jolly, happy soul, with a corncob pipe and a button nose and two eyes made out of coal. Frosty the snowman is a fairy tale, they say. He was made of snow, but the children know how he came to life one day. There must have been some magic in that old silk hat they found, for when they placed it on his head, he began to dance around. Oh, Frosty the snowman was alive as he could be, and the children say he could laugh and play just the same as you and me. Thumpity thump thump, thumpity thump thump, look at Frosty go. Thumpity thump thump, thumpity thump thump, over the hills of snow.
Thank you. Well, we certainly can't leave out that most famous reindeer of all. There will be an introduction, and then you can join us on the word Rudolph. You know Dasher, and Dancer, and Prancer, and Vixen, Comet, and Cupid, and Donner, and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all?
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history.
Thank you. Jingle Bells was actually the first song broadcast from space in a Christmas-themed prank by Gemini 6 astronauts Tom Stafford and Wally Schirra. While in space on December 16, 1965, they sent this report to Mission Control. We have an object, looks like a satellite going from north to south, probably in polar orbit. I see a command module and 8 smaller modules in front. The pilot of the command module is wearing a red suit. The astronauts then produced a smuggled harmonica and sleigh bells and broadcast a rendition of Jingle Bells. The harmonica shown to the press upon their return was a Hohner little lady, a tiny harmonica approximately 1 inch long by 3/8 of an inch wide. Please join us in this classic song.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon Miss Fanny Bride was seated by my side. The horse was lean and lame, his fortune seat was long. He got into a drifting bank, and we got upside. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
When I was a little girl, my grandmother, who was born in 1879, always recited poems to me, poems and rhymes. And I was thinking back, I don't think I ever saw her read a book to me. She always told stories and read and recited these rhymes. Well, so therefore, I had no idea who wrote these rhymes. But when she died, or after she died, and then my grandfather died, and then the house was sold, I took, of course, all the old books. And there were several volumes of poems and rhymes by James Whitcomb Riley. And there is where I discovered these rhymes that she recited to me. Among them was one called Where Santa Claus Was. And I found it in this lovely little book. It's called Riley Child Rhymes with Hoosier Pictures. This is the title on the book. Obviously, he was from Indiana, and it was published in 1899. So anyway, I'm going to now do a rendition. Unfortunately, I can't remember, as she did, the words, so I'm going to have to read them. I might add that James Whitcomb Riley wrote in dialect, and this is in dialect. Not everything he wrote was in dialect, but this one, of course, would be. So I'm going to have to sound like a Hoosier here. Who Santa Claus was. Just a little bit of feller I remember still. Used to almost cry for Christmas like a youngster will. 4th of July took nothing to it. New Year's ain't as swell. Easter Sunday, circus day, all just dead in the shell. Lousy though at night, you know, to sit around and hear the old folks work the story off about sledge and deer, and Santy scooting around the roof all wrapped in fur and fuzz, long before I knowed who Santa Claus was. Just to wait and set up late a week or two ahead, couldn't hardly wait for Christmas, wouldn't go to bed. Kettle stewing on the fire and mother sitting there, darning socks and rocking in the squeaky rocking chair. And me to tap a gap and wonder where it was the money went. And quarreling with his frosted heels and spill his liniment. And me to dreamin' sleigh bells where the clock would whir and buzz long before I knowed who Santa Claus was. Size the fireplace up and figure how old Santy could manage to come down that chimney like they said he would. Wished I could hide and see him, wondered what he'd say if he catched a feller laying for him that-a-way. But I bet on him and I liked him, same as if he had turned to pat me on the back and say, look here, my lad, here's my pat, just help yourself, like any good boy does, long before I knowed who Santa Claus was. Wish that yarn were true about him, how it appeared to be. Truth came out of lies, truth made out of lies like that are good enough for me. Wished I still was so confident that I could just go wild over hanging up my stockings like the little child climbing in my lap tonight and begging me to tell about them reindeer and old Sandy that she loves so well. I'm half sorry for the little girl sweetheart of his, long before she knows who Santa Claus is.
Thank you, Joanne. Would you stand, please? We live in an unpredictable and increasingly violent world. Each day we hear about serious injuries and even death from car accidents, shootings, natural disasters, and clashes among people in the United States and the world. With all we have to accomplish in our own lives, they can be hectic and filled with anxiety. Our final song, Let There Be Peace on Earth, has a long tradition in our Morgan Hill AAUW branch. It has been the closing song of our holiday get-togethers for 30 years. Please take the words of this song into your heart as we close our program by wishing each of you the peace and joy of this wonderful season.
They were wonderful, and we're so happy to have them. And dessert is going to be out, I think, in about 5 minutes. They said 1:20, so don't go away.